and there we go. So I'm going to click on add. Oh my god, that's fine. Look at that. I'm going to click on OK. There, so the system is working. So I'm going to exit out. Let's go into our server. Look at our server there. Click on our server, and inside the table is my database. Right click on the table itself, and let's click on retrieve data. If there we go, look at that. Tony Montana is now stored in my database. I'm going to close that. And what I want to do now to prove a point is to open up the database itself, double click on the database, and we should be able to see Tony Montana's details in there. Look at that. So that is fine. The system is working. Okay, let's move on. Close that and minimize this. The next thing that I want to do now, I'm going to add two more components. So I will go straight into Toolbox. I then need the print document and the print dialog viewer. This very one. Double click on that. There we go. I think it's there now. I also need the print preview dialog. There we go. So those two are up there now. We will come back to them, but you do need that. And one more thing, let's do one thing. I'm going to just change this around, move this up here, bring this here. Then I will reduce the size of this and copy it here. I think one of them should be exit. That is the exit, so let's put the exit to the right. And I'll just add one more. I'll call that maybe view or something like that. Yeah, that's a view. There. And I'll change the name of this one to BTN view. There we go. Alright. Now for me to be able to view the data and so on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't want to put the code in there. Let's create a function. Double click on that, and right underneath here I want to say void view. Let's say data viewer. Data viewer. There. Enter. Okay, my data viewer, I'm going to copy everything that I have inside the R here, including the try-catch. Just copy all of this. Come right inside this function here called data view. There. And what I want to do is, first of all, let's change this SQL query, get rid of this. All I just want is to be able to view the database, so get rid of this as well. There. And this, I don't need that. And in here, let's just select all from my database, C save, and that is all there. Okay, now that that is taken care of, we get the system executed. Then I don't need this, I'm going to get rid of that. So I'm now going to use the data table. Let's say data table, and we'll just call let's say dt equals new data table. Right. So now let's get hold of the OLE data adapter. Yeah, and I'm just gonna call that DP. Okay, DP is fine. Okay, DP equals new OLE data adapter. and this data adapter will take in the command right there. So whatever we have inside the data adapter or inside the data table, we want it inside the data adapter. So I'm going to come down here and say dp dot fill dt data table. Now our data grid view, let's make sure we know where the name of that. Grab the name of the data grid view, that's it right there, and come right down here underneath here, just paste data grid view. That will be dot data source. And where is the source of the data? The source of the data is going to be from equals data table. There we go. And that's what I'm going to use for my viewer. Okay, I can also use it on the form load straight away. So I'm going to double click on my form load and just call this, and I will also call it inside my data viewer. So let's copy that. I'll call it inside my view button here. First of all, double click on the view button, paste that in there and copy. Now I'm going to go straight to the form load. Double click on form load, paste. So let's run it and see. Run. There we go. Look at the data right in there. Okay, let's add more data in here. So let's say 7 whatever, and the name is Paul Omen. Address number 1, Gorestown. Postcode and telephone number. There we go. There. So that is the telephone number. Now let's click on add. Yeah. Okay, it's right there. So if I click on the view, do we see that? You see that? And one other thing is we can also call the view in here. So that is fine anyway. So let's take care of maybe exit. So let's just double click on exit, take care of that right away. So let's say dialog result, I exit, and I'll say I exit equals, let's grab hold of this message box, hold of this message, paste that in there, equals that, and get rid of this. That'll be my message. So that is confirm if you want to exit. There, that is taken care of. But we change this. Let's change this to dot yes or no. Okay, come right down here and let's use an if statement. If I exit equals dialog result yes, application.exit. So we've taken care of the exit. So that would prompt the user to confirm if they want to exit or not, instead of just exiting without any prompt. So let's run that and see. Click on exit. Yeah, nope. Yes, so we are able to exit. Now the next thing we want to take care of, let's take care of the updates. Double click on update. So with the update, I'm going to copy some content from here. Let's go straight into, yeah, let's come in here and just copy. I'm going to grab all of that. Let's copy all of this again. No, let's copy the viewer. Copy the viewer and come right down to update, double click on update and paste that in here. So with the update, I'm going to delete all of these here. I don't need these. Yeah, get rid of those. That seems a bit lighter. Now let's do one thing. In here, in the update, we have to change this to update and change all of these as well. Let's see, update. Okay, we update the database and set. Let's set whatever we might have inside the student ID, that will be equals txt student ID dot text. Okay, whatever we have in here equals to whatever we have in here. There should be a plus sign here, and there should be a plus sign here as well. Okay, so that is taken care of. Single. Now let's do one more thing so that we can update using student ID, surname, first name. So the next one, let's say come in here and just say where first name, and that is equals, so first name equals txt first name dot text. Right, so we are able to search with first name and surname now. Now let's enter surname as well. Okay, so we have first name, we can search with ID, we can search with first name and surname. Let's add surname. So with the surname, I'm just going to say and here. So let's come in here. So that will be and, drag this here, surname. So with the surname, I'm going to say equals, and let's just enter the plus sign there, txt surname dot text. Okay, that three we do there. Okay, so that is taken care of. I'm going to just press enter here so that you guys can see it properly there. Now underneath here, I'm going to enter a message. Let's just get hold of this. Yeah, get hold of that. Just enter a message box that will tell the user that if we've just updated the system. So I'm just going to enter in the record updated successfully. There. Okay, that will do. And one other thing is we can also just get hold of the viewer, data viewer. I'm going to grab hold of my data viewer so that the updates reflect on the data viewer. So come right down here and just paste that in there. Okay, that's good. Now, okay, I think it would be a good idea to try out the update now. So let's see how that's going to work. You see in here, if I click on this, I would have liked to be able to just select all of the data in there. So before I update, instead of me typing out everything, let's come back in here. You see the data grid view. Let's go to this event in there. I'm going to need a cell. Let's come into cell click, this very one here. So double click on cell click. So inside the cell click now, so I'm going to say let's use try cache, and where's my cache statement? Grab all of those, let's put that underneath here, and I'm going to do as follows. Right in here, txt student id dot text, that will be equals data grid view 1 dot select row, and the selected row, that will be an array of 0 dot cell, and that will be 0 dot value. Okay, cells with an S here, and the value with without the S. There we go, get rid of this. Alright, now that's fine. So I'm going to copy that. The next one, that is going to be for the text box and so on. So this is for username, oh no, first name. This is for surname, and we have address. Then we have postcode, and finally telephone. The whole idea is for me to be able to click on the data grid view and everything displays on the text box. So it's all row 0, and in here that will be 1. Cell will be 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Alright, that should work. So let's save that and run it. Click on run. So far, yeah, that's good. So if I click on this, there we go. Look at that. So now let's assume we want to change any details in here. Let's go for the student ID of Tony. There we go. And all we then need to do is just click on update. Yep, update successful. There we go. Look at that. Can you guys see that? Look at these details of student of Tony Montana there. That has changed. We can do the same thing for this. So let's change that to, and then just click on update. There, look at that. That's updated as well. So the update is working fine, as you can see. That's good. So let's come in here and just take care of delete. Yeah, double click on delete. So let's grab the data we have inside the update. So double click on update, and I'm going to just maybe copy all of this as well. Copy. Let's go straight inside delete. Double click on delete again, paste that in there. And now we just need to change the SQL query in here. So this will become delete. There. So delete from, as all, delete all from my database, and here where, instead of set, that will be where the student ID equals as follows. Okay, we can use the student ID. Yep, that's good enough for me. So I'm going to get rid of all of this and just use the student ID alone. So come right here, get rid of everything there. There we go. Okay, and get the query, execute the query, close the table, message box, and that is delete record successfully deleted. Successfully deleted. All right. Okay, let's try out delete, and hopefully there's no error. First of all, I'm going to add some more data in there. So let's enter here, and let's say the name is Sally Jones, number 13, Hilltop Close. And telephone number. Right, add here, and let's see, we click on add, let's view. Oh, Sally is there, so I need to add view in here. So let's say we want to delete maybe Tony Montana. Okay, we want to delete the record of Tony Montana. We just hit that there. If I refresh, as you can see, Tony Montana's details is no longer here. So if I refresh, that's it. So when we delete, we should also clear out all the details that we have in here. So let's come back in here, yeah, right here. So we now want to clear every single detail that we have inside in there. So you can just say, well, txt days dot clear. So you're gonna have to write that for all. So the next one is gonna be the text box. That is for the name, surname, where is it? Paste. Postcode, paste. Address, paste. Altogether should be 6. Telephone number is missing. TXT telephone number, and paste there. So we just clear out the whole of the text box. Okay, so let's copy this viewer. I want this viewer to also update, data viewer to update the system in here once you add anything that is updated straight away. Okay, inside the, let's see, okay, I think I'm going to press enter here so that you guys can see that properly as well. Okay, that's fine. So let's run it and add more data in there. It's coming up. We are almost done. Okay, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need about 3 more to do. So enter some data in there. So that's the student ID there. And the name is, let's say, John Johnson. And address of Johnson, Kingsland Road. There. Let's see. Let's just change that to RD. Okay. All right. Code, telephone number, update, yes, and there we go. Johnson's details is there. And let's assume we want to get rid of Johnson's details again. So just come right here, click on delete. Yes, there, all gone. You see that, guys? That is fine. So now let's take care of resets. So reset, we can just copy and paste whatever we have inside delete. So I'm gonna come in here, come right here, double click on reset, and just grab hold of all of these, including the viewer. So that will be my reset done. That's a quick one. That is the reset. So come back in here. We now want to take care of the print. Let's take care of search first. Double click on search. We have viewer working. This is working. 1, 2 left. Double click on search. Okay, let's go right up there and copy. Yeah, right here. I'm going to copy every single content in here inside the data viewer. Copy that, scroll right down, back to the search, and paste that in here. So what I want to do now is, you see in the command text, I'm going to change the SQL to select all from the name of my database, and that is going to be where student ID equals as follows. So let's say that will be txt student ID, txt student ID dot text. So that is going to be 1. So we can search with student ID, and let's search again with, I'm going to say, or we can search with first name. Okay, that's good. Equals first name. So that is going to be apostrophe and first name plus first name, txt first name dot text. Okay, let's also have the option of searching with surname. So I'm going to copy this. Let's copy all of this here and paste that in here, and this will become surname, and change this to surname. And here we just end it with plus speech mark, apostrophe, speech mark. That is it, done. Okay, I'm going to break it into 2 so that you guys can see that. This, yeah, that is fine. So let's just press enter here. Okay. Now, there is one thing, because I'm now searching with each of these text box, but I already have a search text box in there that will take care of my search. So I might as well call the name of this very text box. So come right down here and just grab the name of that text box, copy, and let's go into our text search criteria in there. And here, instead of student ID, I'm going to put in search box. So if student ID equals whatever we have inside the search, that's fine. If the first name equals that, or this first name equals that, that's fine, and the surname as well. There. Okay, so that will do. Now let's do one thing. I'm going to save that. I need to add more something to validate the search. So let's just run it and see how that's going to look like for now. Right. And let's assume we want to look for Owen. Click on search. There we go. It's able to find me. And let's view and look for the other guy, Jones. Let's, instead of Jones, let's just enter Sally and search. We got Sally's details in there, so that is brilliant. Okay, now one more thing. Supposing the details is not there, we want the system to tell us then it's not there. So maybe in here I can just enter, let's enter a local variable, a global variable here. In fact, I'm going to need 2. So in here, that is going to be, I'm going to call that checkers. Int checkers, or int checker, that's fine. Then I'm also going to declare another one for my bitmap. I'm just going to call that bitmap. I'll be using that for the printer. There we go. Okay, now let me grab hold of the checker, and I'm going to go back into my search here, and up here I'm just going to say, let's get the checker initialized. The first value in there is 0. However, if checker equals 0, we want something to happen. But before then, underneath here, I'm going to say checker, that will be equals convert dot to int 32. And what is it converting? It's actually converting whatever we have inside the database. So let's say dt dot roles dot count dot to string. There. Okay, and that. So that is my search. So right underneath here now, I'm now going to use the following. So let's use an if statement. If checker equals 0. So I just want the message box to say something not found. So I'm going to grab this, paste that in there, and just say record not found. Not found. And that's it. Okay, so now let's try that out. I want to see if that's going to work. So have a good look at the lines of code for the search. Okay, have a good look at it. You're going to need that. Let's move this up a little bit, just, and this. Okay, that's it. That's the lines of code for the checkers. Run. And let's see. It's coming out. I'm going to enter whatever in here, and let's search. Not found in there, so delete this one. Let's enter it in here. Not found. So if it's not found, I want you to get it cleared. So let's come in here and say if it's not found, txt search.text equals clear. There. Okay, that is done for the search. Save that. Now the next one I want to now take care of is my print function, this very one. First of all, double click on the wait a minute, before we double click on that, I'm going to select the print preview here, and let's go to the properties of the print preview. You see where we have documents, drop that down and let's select print document 1, this very one. Now double click on the print button, and right inside here, so I'm going to enter the following lines of code. Scroll right up there. So I have to speed that up. Those are the lines of code for that. So have a good look at that. Save. Just one more to go. So I will now double click on the print document itself. Double click on with the print document in here. I'm going to use try cache again, so let's just grab hold of that. Copy, come right down here. There's a try cache. This is not going to be long, so that's fine. So I'm just going to say e dot graphic dot draw. That will be draw image. Let's see. I might as well type it out. Draw image, and that is going to be my variable that is right up there. Bitmap, I want it to start from 0, 0. that is the coordinate where it's going to be starting from, which is right up here. There, and that's all there is to that. So what will happen is with these lines of code in here, it's going to print out whatever I have inside the data grid view. So I'm going to save that and let's run it and you guys see what I'm talking about. First of all, let's add more data in there. So let's say the student ID is 5, whatever. And the name of the student ID, I'm going to say the name is Peter Gambino. An address of Peter Gambino, Goodman Road. And here there are the details of Gambino, and that is Peter Gambino there. Okay, and if we click on reset, you can add more details of any other person in there. So, and say, let's say we add in Kingsley Wells. Let's say he lives in Oshodi. Okay, and here we have the postcode as and here telephone number. There we go. Click on update. Yes, that is added as well. And suppose you want to print that out, just click on print. There we go. And look at that. All they need to do is just click on the print button right there. There we go. I don't have a printer, so I'm just going to exit out. There. Okay, I am now going to call this officially the end of this project. So let's minimize this so that you guys can see the lines of code that I use in developing everything. So let's come right down here. All right, let's stop that from running. Come right here, add data, double click on add data. Those are the lines of code for add data. Okay, now double click on update, lines of code for updates right there. Next one, delete, lines of code for delete. Reset, that is easy right there. Now we have print, double click on print. Those are the lines of code for print. From here down here for the button, for the objects, that is it right there for the object. Now let's have a look at search, lines of code for search. From here all the way up here, down here I mean. Now view, with the view I created a function. That is the function, I call it data view. Now the next one, exit. Let's exit. And remember the two variables, or these three variables in there, so you're gonna have to watch the video carefully to understand this. And I also make sure this library is added. And that's all there is to it. So let's run it one more time. There we go, click on that there. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. There's a lot of benefit for members. So with that, I'm going to say bye for now. You all have a nice day.